Hey gang, and welcome back. These videos are brought to you by Card Conduit, the best place to sell your unused collection fast and easily. 401 Games, Canada's top shop for all your hobby and TCG needs. Dragon Shield, the strongest sleeves for your strongest decks. Moxfield, the easiest way to store and share your deck lists. And Foil Armor, flatten your foils fast. Zach is back and wins the die roll, starting us off. He plays a Wooded Foothills, cracking it and losing 1 for a tapped Hedge Maze and surveils 1. Ben draws and plays a Rugged Prairie, tapping it for a colorless to cast Sol Ring, and then taps the Sol Ring for an Arcane Signet. And he's got an island and casts his own Sol Ring. Max just draws and plays Ba Sing Se. Zach's got a Crag Crown Pathway, and he casts 3 visits, passing while searching for a land. Ben plays Shizo, and is then able to cast Firelord Zuko, plus casts a Boros Signet afterwards. And he draws, playing a Sulphurous Springs, and has enough mana for Bria Riptide Rogue. He ships it after that. Max draws, plays a Plains, and casts Marketback Walker. Zach's got a Cinder Glade, and is able to cast Secrets of the Dead before he passes turn. Ben draws, and he casts Firelord Ozai, and swings Firelord Zuko at Zach. He gets Firebending 2 mana in his combat step, and Zach then takes 2, and Ben moves to a second main phase, playing a tapped Blood Crypt. And he takes 2 as his Watery Grave comes in untapped, and he casts his commander with Firelord Azula. Max has got a Forest, and plays out the Tale of Katara and Toph. He then swings the Marketback Walker at Zach, and puts a +1/+1 counter onto it thanks to the enchantment. Zach then takes the hit for 2, and Max passes. Zach casts Raoul Monsoon Mage, and then plays a Misty Rainforest. He follows it up by casting Introduction to Prophecy, and he wins the coin flip on Raoul, flipping him into the Planeswalker's side. He then upticks Raoul, and sacrifices the Misty Rainforest to go and find an untapped breeding pool, taking a total of 3. He then casts Shared Roots to go and find a basic. Ben draws and activates Firelord Ozai. He picks Lightning Greaves from it and casts them, which has him putting a +1/+1 counter onto his team thanks to Firelord Zuko. He then moves the Greaves onto Zuko. Ben then swings Ozai at Raoul to take him out, and passes. And he's got a mountain, and casts Nightscape Familiar. He then swings Azula and Bria at Ben, and Ben blocks Azula with Zuko. Before moving to damage, Andy casts Ancestor's Aid, and gets a copy of it, and targets Azula and Bria, making 2 treasure tokens and pumping his team. He then continues by casting Fairy Mastermind, and gets a copy of that as well. And with the Mastermind on the stack, Ben casts Boros Charm and picks the mode to make Zuko indestructible, but still takes 6 from Bria. After that, Andy passes turn. Max plays an Abandoned Air Temple, and he casts Chromatic Lantern. He goes to combat, and swings the Marketback Walker at Andy. With the creature being tapped, the Tale of Katara and Toph adds another counter to him, and Andy then takes the hit for 3, and Max passes. Zach's turn is quite quick as he draws, and just casts Iroh Grand Lotus. Ben's turn has him drawing and then playing Phoenix King Ozai. He swings Phoenix King Ozai at Andy, and Zuko goes at Max. He gets the Firebending mana from on attack, and with no blockers declared, Ben then activates Firelord Ozai, and he hits Origin of Metalbending from the cards revealed, which targets the Secrets of the Dead. Andy responds to this with Redirect Lightning to change the target to Ben's Lightning Greaves, destroying them, plus Zuko gives his team a +1/+1 counter as well from casting a spell from exile. Andy and Max then take the hit, and after combat, Ben's second main phase has him casting Descent into Avernus. Andy draws and plays Cabal Coffers, and he swings 2 Fairy Masterminds at Ben. Ben takes the hit for 4, and Andy passes. On Max's upkeep, Andy activates Fairy Mastermind to make everyone draw a card, and then Max draws for turn, and Andy gets to draw an extra card off of both of his fairies seeing this happen. Max then plays Yavimaya, and he casts Toph, the first Metalbender. Max then passes, and on his end step, Toph triggers Earthbending 2 on his market-back walker. Zack's got a Hinterland Harbor, and casts Introduction to Prophecy thanks to Iroh. He draws from the Secrets of the Dead from it being cast from his graveyard, and then scries 2 and draws a card. This has Andy drawing another 2 from his Fairy Masterminds. He follows up by casting Nerdiv, Devious Diver, and then casts Shared Roots from his graveyard. This has Nerdiv getting a counter, and Zack draws from it and the Secrets of the Dead, and goes to find a basic. He passes after that. Ben adds 2 counters onto Descent into Avernus, which has each player taking 2 and getting 2 treasures. He then draws and swings out at Andy. This nets him 8 red mana from Firebending, and Andy blocks Firelord Ozai with a Nightscape Familiar and Bria. Before damage, Andy casts Frantic Search to trigger Prowess, and Ben then activates Firelord Ozai, and he casts Thrill of Possibility from it. Ben's team gets a +1/+1 counter, and Ben then casts Grand Crescendo, putting 10 into the X. Zack counters that though with an Offer You Can't Refuse, and Ben instead gets 2 treasure tokens. Firelord Ozai then trades with Bria, while Andy regenerates the Nightscape Familiar. Andy does take the rest of the damage though, and Ben's second main phase has him casting Lotho and passing. Andy's land for turn is an Arena of Glory, and he exerts it to help cast Stormkiln Artist. He then swings everything at Ben, and Ben blocks Azula with Lotho. Before damage, Andy casts Great Train Heist, picking all the modes, plus gets a copy of it, and he makes 2 treasure tokens off the Stormkiln Artist. The first combat step then deals 17 points of damage to Ben, and Andy then gets to untap and go to a second one, swinging the Fairy Masterminds and Azula at Ben again to take him out. After that, Andy passes, and during the end step, Max activates the market-back walker. Max draws and casts Andy Joins Up, which hits the Stormkiln Artist as it comes in. Max then swings Toph and the market-back walker at Andy, and Andy blocks the walker with Nightscape Familiar and regenerates it, but still takes 4. Max then moves to his end step and gets 2 Earthbend triggers from Toph because of Andy Joins Up, putting 2 counters onto the Lantern and 2 counters onto Ba Sing Se. Zack draws and plays a mountain, and then casts Balmor. He casts an Abandoned Attachments from hand, discarding Overwhelming Victory, drawing 2, plus gets a Balmor trigger. He then casts Introduction to Annihilation from his graveyard, and targets Ba Sing Se. The land does come back from being exiled though, and Zack continues with a Manamorphose, drawing a card and gaining 2 mana, and then flashes it back. Zack then casts Turnabout and targets himself to untap all of his lands. And he follows up with Seismic Sense. He gets to go a couple cards deep, and reveals a Kessig Flamebreather off of it, and then recasts the Seismic Sense again, this time revealing an Arid Mesa. Zack then casts the Kessig Flamebreather, and then casts Overwhelming Victory and targets the Chromatic Lantern. This gives him a Balmor trigger and a ping trigger from the Flamebreather. Max responds though with a Heroic Intervention to save the Lantern. Zack then casts Turnabout to untap his lands again from his graveyard, and then casts Accumulate Wisdom from his hand. With a lethal ping on the stack, Andy responds by casting Born Upon a Wind, but is only able to cast Galen Skitterspike and then gets taken out. Zack then continues by recasting Accumulate Wisdom, and then casts How to Start a Riot, giving Iroh Menace and pumping his team even further with it and Balmor. Zack then swings everything at Max, and since Balmor gives the team Trample, it's more than enough to take Max out and win Zack the game. Game review time. This game was deceptively long, and you wouldn't tell from the cut down edited time. As always, a lot of the time went into the last turn where Zack stormed off because that's just how storm decks work, and for me the strongest card this game was Iroh. The entire deck is built around flashing back Lessons from the graveyard and getting massive amounts of value out of it, and I'm glad to see Balmor being so impactful. I think he's a deceptively strong legendary for only a blue and a red, as he can really make your board go huge by storming off anyway. This video wouldn't be possible without the help from my sponsors, but it definitely wouldn't be possible without the help from you, the viewers, and my patrons. So I just want to say thank you for watching, and to remember, friends are just opponents you haven't eliminated yet.